Today I'm sharing with you 8 strategies I would use if I was a student pilot again. These are strategies I wish I had known years ago, and they can help you to save quite a lot of money and time and make your training much more enjoyable and productive. Bye-bye. Hi there and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Fernando and I'm a private pilot based in England. On this channel we explore all things aviation and the best destinations out there so we can make the most of the hobby we love. Studying to become an airplane pilot can be a very expensive training process. This video is packed with strategies I wish I had known while studying to become a pilot. They can help you reduce any financial risks, maximize your lessons time, and save you money. And if you make it until the end of the video, I'm adding 2 strategies that can be a game changer in your training and help you get your license faster than you think. So the first strategy is never to pay for your course up front. I can't stress this enough. Avoid any school that only gives you the option to pay for your flight training up front. Aviation is by nature a risky business, and unfortunately often we hear news of schools closing down. If you pay for your course in advance and the school goes into administration, it won't be easy to get your money back. So pay for each lesson one at a time. This means that if something goes wrong, you can easily move to a different school and not losing any of your money. The second strategy is to start always with a trial lesson. This might seem obvious, but I know people who decided to become a pilot, to train to become a pilot, without going on a trial lesson. And flying is not a natural action for us humans. So before you commit to this wonderful hobby or even a career, please do all the research you can, including going on a trial lesson. These are 45 to 60 minute long lessons, and they are a great and affordable way to be sure you're enjoying being up there inside what is a very small plane. The lesson is also a very good way to get to know the school you are interested and to know their staff. And the best is, if you decide to continue with your training, that lesson will count for your flight time and training records. And if you don't like that school, you can try another one. The third strategy is to speak with other students. Let's say you did your trial lesson and you like that school. Before you make your final decision, ask them to talk with other students. Chatting with other people can help you make up your mind. You will hear from someone who went through the very same questions as you, but most likely already has the answers. And this is also a great way to make friends with other fellow students, as you'll find out flying is an activity that is more enjoyable when shared with others. The fourth strategy is to aim to do the course in a short period of time. Most pilots will tell you that the best way to become a great pilot is to fly regularly. The more you fly, the faster your brain will process all the information you need, and eventually flying will become almost like second nature. Just like any other muscle, our brain needs regular exercise, so if you don't fly regularly, it will take you longer to remember things like how to change a frequency, set up your avionics, or a procedure. One mistake I made, and I see many students make, is to schedule their lessons far apart. Now, I did this because I was trying to manage my budget and I would only book a lesson when I had some spare income. However, in the long run, it's actually cheaper to complete your flight training in a short period of time. This is because you'll be able to retain the information from your previous lessons better, and you won't waste time struggling to remember things that you've already learned. Now, the weather will not always allow you to fly regularly, so maybe try to learn in the spring and summer or somewhere exotic. Strategy 5 is to pick the simplest airplane and don't change it. Many schools have a variety of aircraft to choose from. Some will be older, while others might have the most advanced avionics. However, I cannot stress this enough. Choose the simplest airplane to fly and ask the school to book all of your lessons in that aircraft. There are a few reasons for this. First, learning to fly is already a lot to take in. Your brain will be processing a lot of information in a short period of time. And if you add the necessary complexity to the mix, you'll be spending valuable lesson time learning how to operate fancy avionics or adjust controls that you don't need to know, at least just yet. Second, simpler airplanes are typically less expensive to rent, so this means you'll be able to spend more time focusing on your training and less time worrying about money. Finally, sticking with the same aircraft throughout your training will help you become more proficient in flying it. This will make you a safer pilot in the longer run. Now, of course, before you make a decision, be sure to check the availability of that aircraft. There's no point of choosing the cheapest aircraft if it is never available when you need it. Bye-bye. Strategy number 6 is to have all your lessons with the same instructor. Now, this strategy follows the same principle as always flying in the same aircraft. When I was learning to fly, I had at least 5 different instructors who would take the lesson based on their availability. Although the syllabus they were teaching was exactly the same, I needed to learn 5 different ways to do things. This meant that I would be using lesson time just to double check if the instructor was happy with the way I was carrying out a particular procedure. You can see how challenging learning to fly can be if you combine the situations I described in the strategies 4, 5 and 6. I explain. Imagine having a flight lesson once a month on a different aircraft than the one you flew last time, and with an instructor you haven't spoken to in a while. This can really happen, and in my case it was responsible for many unnecessary stressful lessons. So choose one instructor, and if you like them, stick with them until the end of your training. Your instructor will get to know you and your flying style, and this allows them to tailor your lessons to your individual needs. Also, you will build a rapport with your instructor, and this can make it much easier to ask questions and to get help when you need it. You will also have a consistent learning process. This will help you to progress more quickly and smoothly. Okay, and now 2 extra strategies I wish I had applied when I was training. Strategy number 7 is to take the back seat during other students' lessons. This strategy lets you learn so much more just by flying in the airplane's back seat and observing other students' lessons. Most schools operate a 4-seat airplane, and as long as the student taking the lesson isn't flying solo, the school might allow other students to observe that lesson. Being in the back seat with a notebook allows you to observe the lesson, take notes and listen to the communications between the airplane, air traffic control, and all completely free of charge. So speak with other students and with the flight school and make the most out of it. Remember, you can't log the time as flying time, and be ready to let other students sit on your lessons too. And finally, strategy number 8, film your lessons. Wouldn't it be amazing if after a lesson you could revisit your flight second by second, review every maneuver and listen again to what your instructor told you? Filming your lessons are a fantastic way to learn by revisiting those key moments in your lesson. For example, if you had a bad landing, it will be quite challenging to remember the sequence of events with precision, but if you have a video, you can watch that landing again, better understand what went wrong, and next time, you know what to do. Now, to film your flights, you might need to buy an action camera, but you can also use your smartphone supported by a mount. Before each lesson, you set up the camera or your phone, you start filming, and you can literally forget about it. And remember, you need permission from your school and from your instructor. I hope you found any of my strategies helpful. If you like this video, consider subscribing to this channel and you will get to watch my new aviation videos firsthand. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.